Good morning, students. So, now we will discuss the first module, module 1, Laplace transform 1. So, as I discussed in the classroom, that Laplace transform changes a function of one variable, that is t, which is denoted by f of t, and into a function of another variable, and that variable is s. So, in general, a Laplace transform is changing a function from a time domain, that is given by with respect to a variable t, into a frequency domain where the expression is expressed with the variable s. So here let's look at the formal definition of Laplace transform. If f of t is a function of t satisfying certain conditions. So what are those conditions? The f of t should be a continuous, or else it is also a piecewise continuous. And along with that, there is one more condition known as an exponential order. So let's discuss only about a continuous as well as a piecewise continuous. Then the definite integral, which is between 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st f of t dt. If this particular integral exists, that means if this integral converges, then it is called a Laplace transform of f of t and is generally denoted by L of f of t. So f of t was the function under consideration which gets transformed from one form to another form, and L is called a Laplace transform operator. So technically we can write Laplace transform of f of t as an integration between 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st f of t dt. And after evaluation, so this t will get disappeared and the final result will be expressed with the help of only one variable, that is s. And just to get distinguished between f of t and f of s, I have mentioned small f of t here, and here it is a capital F of s. So s represents the parameter which is known as a transform parameter. So here this conversion of f of t into f of s, earlier the function was expressed with the help of t, now the function gets transformed and it is expressed with the help of s. This transformation of f of t to f of s, because of this operator known as Laplace transform operator, and the entire process is known as Laplace transformation. Now here we will discuss some problems which are directly based on definition of Laplace transform. So I can write them as a type 1. In type 1, to find the Laplace transform by using definition. Okay, let's look at here. Find the Laplace transform of f of t, where f of t is defined as f of t has the value t whenever t lies between 0 to 4, and f of t equal to plus 5 for t is greater than 4. Now let us elaborate this. So here the first point is we have a technical definition L of f of t as 0 to infinity e to the power of minus st f of t dt. Then so look at the f of t. How this f of t has been defined? F of t has been defined in two different situations. F of t has a value t wherever t between 0 to 4. F of t has a value plus 5 whenever t is greater than 4. So since we are dealing with a real valued function, we can draw a real line over here. On that, this is a point 0. There is a one more point 4, and we can extend it up to plus infinity. Okay. So between 0 to 4, whenever that variable t lies between 0 to 4, the corresponding value of f of t is plus t. And whenever t lies beyond this 4, beyond 4 in the sense, it starts from 4 and it ends up to plus infinity. So whenever t lies here, the corresponding value of f of t in all such cases, that means let it be a t at 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, in all cases, t is greater or equal to f of t equal to plus 5. Next. So here we can observe that L of f of t, which was 0 to infinity, that 0 to infinity will be divided, or it can be split into two subintervals. One is 0 to 4 plus 4 to infinity. So e to the power of minus st f of t as per the definition, plus integration between 4 to infinity e to the power of minus st f of t dt. Now between 0 to 4, whenever t was there, between 0 to 4, the corresponding f of t value is plus t. And here between 4 to infinity, the corresponding value of f of t was 5. So in the next step, we can simply replace the corresponding values of f of t. Now here we can observe one thing. In the first integral, e to the power of minus st is exponential function. T is an algebraic function. Whereas in the second integral, 5 just plays the role of a constant. It can be taken outside the operator and we can have the direct integration. For the second part, we don't have any issues. But when it comes to a first one, which appears as a product of two functions, that is t e to the power of minus st between 0 to 4. So here we can use integration by parts. Now, I have an generalized rule of integration by parts, which is generally known as Bernoulli's rule of integration by parts. Suppose u v dx, where u represents a first function, v represents a second function, and we all know that how to decide for u and v, that is how to set u and v or first and second function by using LIAT rule. So accordingly we can decide which is first function and the last function. In this sequence we can observe one thing, that e represents an exponential function which comes out always a last function, and except e, so whatever the other function is there, that definitely has to be first function. Let's talk about the rule u v dx. It goes like this: u v1, and sign convention is plus minus plus minus plus minus, alternate sign convention. U v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 minus u triple dash v4, and it continues like this, where u dash, u double dash, u triple dash respectively represents the successive derivatives of u, whereas v1, v2, v3, these represents successive integrals of v. So accordingly we can decide what is u and what is v. As we can observe, t represents an algebraic function, and according to this rule, algebraic function comes first, so therefore u equal to t, and later on v equal to e to the power of minus st. Now let us apply this particular rule. So L of f of t, I can write here L of f of t. Now how does this rule is? U v1, so u has to be kept constant, t has to be a kept constant. Now integration of v e to the power of minus st, that is e raised to minus st divided by minus s. Then we can find u dash, that is derivative of t, that is just 1 with respect to t. Now further we can talk about v2, and v2 has been observed, or v2 can be obtained by integral of v1. So we can integrate once again this part, e to the power of minus st divided by minus s, but already one more negative sign is there, so that's why here e raised to minus st divided by s square. And we cannot find the further derivatives, as we know that the derivative of 1 in the next step would be a 0, and anything multiplied by 0, the product comes as a 0. So therefore we can stop the process here and apply the limits as a 0 to 4. That means lower and upper limit. Now this is a case 1 with the first integral. Then what about the second one? The second one is 5 times e to the power of minus st. Just take out 5 outside. Okay. Then 5 we have taken outside, e raised to minus st as e raised to minus st divided by minus s between 4 to infinity. Now the rest is simplification. So since we were discussing about derivatives or even integration with respect to t, so we can only take the changes in t. So wherever t is there, first we will apply 4 and then we will substitute for 0. It is minus 4 by s, e to the power of minus 4 st becomes e to the power of minus 4s, negative sign, e raised to minus 4s divided by s square. So we have done with a plus 4. Now let us substitute for t equal to 0. If I substitute t equal to 0, this entire terms gets 0. Again look at here. If I replace t becomes a 0, it becomes e to the power of minus 0 divided by s square. So the first term is done. Then let's come to the second one, minus 5 by s. So it becomes 5 by s e to the power of minus 4s. So I have written here explanation. So minus 5 by s accordingly we can take outside. So first we can replace t by infinity, that is e raised to minus infinity minus e to the power of minus 4s. On simplification, as you can observe here, we will get finally 5 divided by s e to the power of minus 4s. So therefore, directly I have mentioned here, rest is open the bracket, we can have these many terms, simplify it, and in simplification one thing we can take, that e to the power of minus 4x, e to the power of minus 4x, we can rewrite them, rearrange them in such a way that we can take out some common factor. So 1 by s square was alone, so we wrote here 1 by s square, e to the power of minus 4s, e to the power of minus 4s, take outside the bracket, and whatever the remaining coefficients are there, we can put it in this form. So here at the end, L of f of t is 1 by s square plus 1 by s minus 1 by s square e to the power of minus 4s, and this entire expressions, one thing we can observe, there is no t. T has been disappeared and everything is expressed in terms of s. So that's why it is a function of s. And this transformation of t to s is due to the operator, and the process is known as a Laplace transformation. Okay, with this we can stop here. Thank you.